going to pick on Illinois, maybe rightly, maybe wrongly, but I'm going to pick on them. Government worker pensions bankrupting Illinois. It's no surprise, therefore, that Illinois has the worst credit rating of all 50 states. We've got a state lawmaker who says he's got the answer to this. Joining us now, Republican Thomas Morrison. So welcome to the program. I want to make sure I've got this right. You propose that all state workers will immediately shift into a 401k plan. All of them. Now, that's your proposal, correct?
Yes, that's right.
And that
what it would do is, it would freeze what they currently have earned, and then going forward upon the effective date, they would move into a 401k, just like workers have done in the private sector.
Now, we hear a lot about this from other states, but they're always saying, okay, new hires go to the 401k. But to repeat, for you, everybody who works for the state, that's what you're going to do, correct?
Right, that's correct. Well, I mean, in Illinois, as you know, as you've widely reported, our unfunded liability is, in excess of $100 billion. And so we've got to really make bold reforms. I heard you earlier, just a few minutes ago, talking about the bold reforms that have to happen in Washington, and we need to do the same things right here in Illinois, and I think this plan would actually get that done.
Okay, let me be honest. I don't think you've got a prayer of seeing this happen. You will be opposed vigorously by every union guy in your state, right?
Well, I've seen it. I've been sitting on the House Pension Committee for the past 2 years, and there's no doubt I've got colleagues that are very much afraid of what the government or the public sector unions have to say about this. But the problem is, if we don't do this kind of serious reform, then these pension systems are going to run dry, and that's why this proposal is so important.
But they'll just go for a bailout. They'll say, hey, we voted for President Obama, now come on out here and help us. We've seen it before. It'll happen again. They want a bailout.
Well, that may be the case. I hope that doesn't happen, though. And most of my colleagues, even the ones on the other side of the aisle, I'm a Republican, but they recognize that that would be terrible fiscal policy. I mean, we created this mess here in Illinois. We have the ability to fix it. Here's a plan that would do that. And we shouldn't punish the other states because of our own fiscal mismanagement.
Okay, give me some odds on this. What are the odds that your proposal will be accepted within the next year? I'd say it's slim and none. And you say?
Well, I know that the constituents I talk to, both in my district, I've got a district just outside of Chicago, they understand it. It's very simple. Because if they work in the private sector, most likely if they had a defined benefit plan, it's now been rolled over into a defined contribution plan, a 401k. And even my colleagues recognize that we as a government, as a state government, we have to get out of the defined benefit system. We cannot fulfill these promises that we've made for decades into the future.
Okay, look, I'm not trying to pour cold water on the plan. I think this kind of bold reform is absolutely necessary. In fact, I'll be cheering you on. But I just want to caution that it's probably not going to happen tomorrow. But State Representative...
I'll say this, Stuart, if I could just add one quick thing. I mean, there are a lot of proposals on the table, but this one goes the farthest. It would save roughly $46 billion off of our unfunded liability, and it's something that has to happen. So
okay,
I'm happy to have the opportunity to talk about it.
Yes, sir. Well, look, we hear you, and for one, I'm cheering you on. Tom Morrison, State Representative, Illinois. Thanks very much, sir. Appreciate it.